join us on. All right, let's start from that end of the table this time. Mr. Alex, how do you react to this story?
Well, for me, for someone like me, it's very easy for me to be emotional, because Yinka Aiyefele is in the Nigerian entertainment industry, and that's where I function.
Of course.
So I can go from that angle. But I will not go that route.
Okay.
I like looking at things very objectively. First, the act has been done. The property, has been demolished. I want to look at it from the perspective, did they follow due process in doing this? Because from your report, that's the government.
Okay.
From your report, it said they serve a notice. The property is, is blocking right of way, if you will. It's not supposed to be there. Meaning the property was not supposed to have been built there in the first place. I don't know who gave the approval, because from what I heard, he had approval, whether it's from this same government or from previous government. But the bottom line is that it is not where it is supposed to be. And it was served notice and all of that. If that be the case, I will exercise caution in being emotional that, oh, this is my professional colleague, therefore, no, I will not go about it that way. Because we all know the danger of, such property being where it should not be. We all know the danger, the hazards it can cause. Just, I think it was last week, even here in Lagos, somewhere in Lekki, a 9-story building where the maximum story that should be is, I think, 3 or 4-story building. But they built 9-story building without approval, and it was demolished. It's been demolished just last week here in Lagos because of the hazards. We all hear of, disaster and all of that. I don't know whether they say this property is under high tension. That's danger to even the members of staff of that organization.
About 150.
So you can imagine. So if we have to look at these things holistically, not from very emotional point of view, sentimental. Yes, we understand. I don't see. We understand Yinka Aiyefele state. I don't see him. He's more able than some able people.
All right,
you understand?
Okay. Okay, I would like to disagree slightly with you.
Okay.
The house was pulled down on a Sunday. The government was in such a hurry to pull down that house. They could not wait till even the working days. It was pulled down. And I would like to know if that particular house was the only house that contravened the law.
In that
if
state.
it was just that particular house. And at the weekend, I saw a letter from the state government, sometime in July, I think about a month ago, to the station, warning them, threatening to sue the station for allegedly making, that some guests made some libelous comments on air.
On that station, okay.
So as far as I'm concerned, there is much more to that. This is the same governor that went on the station shortly after he became governor and said this house will not be pulled down. It's online. You can see the interview online. This is the same governor that was friendly with the owner of the station until he became critical. So as far as I'm concerned, this is an attack on the press, and this has become so prevalent in the country in recent times. Just recently, Premium Times reporter Samuel Ogundipe just came out from SAS detention. The man from Bayelsa just came out just after 2 years in detention. Right as we speak, the radio station and the TV station in Ekiti is under locks and key. Reportedly for that there was an order from above for it to be shut down, and it remains so even after protests to the NBC. So this is an attack on the press, and it's getting more and more. And the level at which the governors, the political office holders, including the presidents, carry out this executive lawlessness or recklessness should be checked, because we're supposed to be in a democracy. People will be given bail. Buhari refused them. Nnamdi Kanu is there. Dasuki's case. Ezazaki and the wife are still in detention. El-Rufai pulled down the house of the office of Shehu Sani in Kaduna. So this is like the body language we are getting is that these people are above the law, and we are told that this same case is in court. Why won't the government of Oyo State or the governor who exemplified all of this recklessness await the court ruling on this? If a case is in court, you have nothing to do. You don't go ahead to do anything. You await the court outcome. So this is zero regard for rule of law.
Okay.
And it's an attack, it's an affront on the press, and we should all be concerned. Of course, the government will want to hide under various things, but if we look at it critically, this is an attempt to muzzle opposing voices, especially because election is
around the
approaching.
corner. All right, Mr. Osambe, what do you
Yes,
say?
I'm very, very much tempted to align my thoughts with that of Betty.
Okay.
Because the truth of the matter is that government must be consistent. Whether the approval was given by previous government or by the government, he's got approval to put it there. But the truth of the matter is that we cannot stand on illegality. If a previous administration approved the illegality, it is incumbent on you to correct the illegality. But the modality, the methodology of correcting that illegality is important. Like she said, we should have observed the rule of law. The options, the legal option available to the government was to, seek for redress in court to get the court's leave to pull down this said property. But the seeming rush to do this, sends a very wrong message and sends a message of, let's get back at him because he's harassing us. It's political. There's political undertone. That's my view.
Okay. All right. Before we come back to the table, let's look at a couple of reactions. Ajimobi has scored own goal for his own party in Oyo State. By so doing, he would definitely lose. Shehu Megida from Saki sent that one in. This other one says, where is always the authority when buildings are at foundation level? Because this is the only way to prove to the public that the relevant institutions in charge of regulating this process were not compromised, not when it is completed. Then he said again, okay, anyway, it just continue from there. His name is Patrick from Akwa Ibom State. Of course, that question I think is quite valid. Before a building, goes up, there has to be some sort of approval. Didn't we know there was power line or whatever they call it, across that land? Yeah, high tension before that approval was given. Why wait until 800 million naira worth of property is put on that land and then we bring it down?
Well, like I said before, we may not have all the facts here. As it concerns the approval, I don't even know whether it's this present government or yes, we all know government is a continuum. But like he said, that a previous government, if indeed it was approved by that previous government, did the wrong thing, does not mean the current government, And she also said something that when Ajimobi, went to that radio station. When he said this place will not be pulled down, what led to that statement? That means that place ordinarily should be pulled down. That's what it means. So, I mean, that is the message I get from there. I'm coming. It does not matter. It does not matter. Yes, you can say, for me, the most important thing is that building, I suspect that building should not be there. If it should not be there, it should not be there. That's why, and for me too, and that's why I talk of emotions. This has nothing to do with attack on the press. I'm a journalist myself. I will stand to defend the journalism profession. This is not an attack on the press because I don't see it there. If an offense is committed, I mean, you deal with it on the basis. Because I'm coming. No, wait. I don't like interruption. It makes me lose my flow.
Go ahead.
Because all the examples you gave, the three examples, to justify your claim that is attack on the press, no, they are not valid. The man in Bayelsa has link with terrorists. He has link with terrorists. It's a security. No, it's a security matter.
Okay, so why was it tried now after the outcry?
It's a security matter.
Why did they bring him out for trial?
The Premium Times too, he has his own issue. So we should not just generalize these things and say use it as, it's attack on the press. That would look as if we are doing camaraderie or something.
Are you aware that this very case is in court?
No, whether
that's why demolition.
I know, Betty, I know if this case is in court and they went outside the court to do what they have done, Aiyefele will have his day in court. So there's no,
No,
I
in
mean,
the
that
first
is
place,
the
they
truth.
should not
But
have
I
done-
don't believe that the government went out of the law to demolish that place.
It's a
I
government
don't
that will
believe
give
so.
All right. Let
don't
me
believe
come
so.
in here. Let me
I
come
don't
in.
believe so. They have their own state
That's
law.
why you have the court.
No, I don't agree.
Let me come in here.
I
Betty,
don't
let me
agree.
throw a question at you. Do you think that because of the individual in the center of this whole thing, that is why there are more sentiments than objective thinking?
No, this
in
is
this
No,
case?
not necessarily.
Anyway, let me come now.
You don't
Last
think so?
year, the Lagos State government told the same line and demolished Ototogbame, a slum community, an impoverished fishing community of over 30,000 people. When the case was in court, and twice the judge said, do not go ahead, maintain the status quo. And even if you think these people should not be there, according to international laws on habitat, rehabilitate them, relocate them, compensate them.
But
You
they went
cannot
ahead
just-
and
the government
demolished.
went ahead.
But there is
And
no
these
court
are people-
stopping this demolition, this particular one.
That's the
Oh, is there a
The matter is
no,
Okay,
what
so
but
let-
what
let-
I'm
can I
saying is that
complete
One
my-
at a time,
complete
so
my
we can
point.
hear
Excuse me.
ourselves. One at a
So,
time.
Ototogbame is a poor community. I happen to work with children in that community. And these are not people that are known. They are not as popular as Aiyefele. So this an affront on any human being anywhere. It's an affront on the whole of humanity.
Okay.
This is just a violation of people's human rights, a violation of a legal process. This case is in court. And as long as it's in court, the government has no right to go ahead with that demolition.
Okay.
It's just as simple
They must
as
show,
that.
they must show
Okay.
example. See,
Yes.
let's not lose it. I think though, there's sentiments, no doubt about that.
Absolutely.
You wouldn't rule that out, taking into consideration that here was somebody who was almost close to death, got himself back, refused to be daunted by that challenge, and then revigorated himself. And then became independent. Ordinarily, some persons would have gone begging people that they know to come and support them. But he says, no, I may be physically challenged, but I'm not down. And he has, revived himself and his career, and then even employed people.
Over 150
Over
people.
150 people. Government, in most cases, most responsible government will look at the economic
Implication.
of this action.
Yes.
And then what they would have done would have been to systematically say, okay, let's just see if the law can, delay by,
Why you
waiting
look
for the
for
court, yes,
relocation?
relocation options.
I
And then-
like one thing you said, the political angle,
Yeah, the
which
political angle.
may be true.
Yeah.
And if it is true, you understand, that's why journalism, particularly organization, you should, as much as possible, be non-partisan.
No.
No, I'm just saying,
Yes,
you
sir.
should not be,
But the
non-partisan.
guests, but what the guests?
It's
I know
what
this.
the
I know
guests
this station,
tell us.
Galaxy TV. Galaxy TV is non-partisan. But hands on, they cannot tell me what to say on
Yes.
this place.
Why
Nobody.
then is
When
freedom
you
of
came
speech?
in here, nobody told you this.
What to say
This area is
and
no
not
go
to
area.
talk.
This area is no go
Yes.
area. We are discussing this.
No, but
so they are not
even
partisan.
in discussing,
Yes,
we
sir.
all know whether you are a guest, you know you are responsible for any, you and the station, you are responsible for any
Oga,
slander or libelous
if-
statement.
If
You know.
If that is the case, the next step is for the government to seek legal relief.
No, I'm just
Right.
saying he raised political
not to
angle.
demolish
I'm
the
Yeah,
not
because
saying-
if you recall,
It was not to
based on the
demolish
letter
the
that was
building.
written,
Yes.
they said that
If you do not
should retract
apologize
if you do
within
not
this
within.
period, we'll
within
go
the
to court.
yeah.
They didn't go to court.
So
They came with the
Okay.
I take responsibility
All
for the
right,
actions
all
there.
right, all right. Let's look at what the viewers are saying at the same time. This one says, that lady is reading meaning into the whole saga. Demolition of a building should not be seen as gagging the media. If I were the owner of the property, I would have taken the station to a more expansive land where there will be no controversy. The place is at the mercy of government any day, anytime. Apart from the petrol station around that area, Music House, which is the building that was pulled down, is the only one standing close to the dual carriageway.
Have they pulled down the petrol station?
And then put down the
Okay.
petrol station.
All right, this one says
Exactly.
And
people
there's a case in court.
Is it casing?
People never consider the rule of law before indulging in acts capable of putting them in trouble until they are found wanting. This one that just came in says, if the building is to be pulled down, who cares? But since the case is still in court, the government has no right to pull down the building. It's against the law.
That's the argument.
Yeah, all right. This other one says, we are in a shithole country. If not, the land should have been marked as road. Then nobody will purchase it in the first place. From Prince in Lagos. All right, this other one says, please help me to ask Ajumobi, is there traffic around that that place. Okay,
Yeah, I say
all right.
it's
It's a
under
very
tension, not traffic.
unfortunate
risk.
situation. It is, but it's not the entire thing that was pulled down. Part of the building that I think.
But that building
That is
cannot function.
It can, well,
Because,
but reports I got as
But
of
they said the radio
yesterday,
station
the
is
radio
back,
station
is
is
back.
still
That means it's
transmitting.
not the
So
entire
it's
building.
not the entire building that was.
Maybe it's the
Well,
one
let's
that
see
is
what
encroaching.
happens. Let's see what I know. Aiyefele is quite popular in social circles. I know a lot of people will rally around him at this time and do the necessary. But this should send a strong signal to people out there, that the fact that you got an approval does not mean that anything cannot happen.
But
Even
sometimes,
though
how
that
would
is
you
not
know?
the way it
How
should
would
be.
you know?
I understand.
They
Even
always
though that's
fight
not
for
how
the
it should
government
be.
to approve
But I
the
tell you
right
what,
places.
let's remind
That
us
is
here.
the corruption in the system
Let's
that
remind
we're
us-
talking about.
Geographical-
Something eventually,
Let's remind us
have
about one
issues with.
illegal property.
It's corruption.
If you are coming in from Ikoyi, Osborne Road, going into Third Mainland, there is a very massive land space there. There was this time that they were building a petrol garage there. They had already built it up, everything. But they stopped. It's swampy. But government had said there's nothing that will be there. That thing dragged on until it was eventually pulled out. You
Okay.
cannot.
And they stopped it
They stopped
midway.
it midway.
Yeah.
You